O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show. This
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2025 Acura Integra. $289 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com. So here's the putting green. See? There you go. Got two flags. One is over there where Cutter's Edge Pro. It's not coming out now. Come on. Come on, wind. Give me a little wind. No, unfortunately. But there you go. And this one says Big O here. There you go. So there's my putting green. It's about, I would say about 25 feet, something like that. I get to practice, have a little fun. See? And then, of course, we got, the bunkers. Got to have the bunkers, man. Got all kinds of bunkers there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a taste of our backyard. There's Maiden right there. Maiden. Bono, how you doing, Bono? Bono. He's a Carolina dog, by the way. These dogs are amazing. Their temperaments are awesome. But there is the Sylvester Palm, which is just beautiful. All right, call my guys, Will and Mike at Cutter's Edge Pro. They will take care of you. Dogs are not included, okay? Can't include the dogs. Those are mine. But the exceptional work, oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yes. Make your home an oasis. CuttersEdgePro.com. Go to their Instagram page, by the way, so you can see a lot of the before and after work that they do. And it is exceptional, baby. This thing's been on here for about 9 months. No grass growing through it or anything like that. Right, Bono? Huh? Bono!
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla, not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2024 Acura ZDX, $299 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Good morning, boys and girls. Yes, sir. It's a beautiful Tuesday. We are ready to rock and roll as we get ready. We're really waiting for Thursday, right? I mean, it's just, it's turkey in the game or the game in turkey. I'm not sure exactly what your priorities are, but either way, it's kind of what we're working for. We're just like kind of, We're trying to get there because it's the exciting moment for us to see if you can, pass that test. So it is what it is. But anyway, it's a beautiful Tuesday morning, where Bitcoin is handing you a 7% profit right away because it's at 93 and it'll pop to 100K very shortly. So that's beautiful. We've got the Panthers struggling. They lose to the Capitals. We'll talk about that. We got the Heat and the Bucks tonight. Ira Winderman will join us at 10:30, so we'll talk all things Heat with him. We had a little Monday Night Football action. We got the Canes. 2 huge games, right? We've got the Dolphins and the Packers on Thursday. And then on Saturday, an enormous game with Syracuse and the Canes. I think we're going to have to do a post-game show for that one because that one, if they win, it's pretty cool because they actually make it to the ACC championship game. If they win, it's not going to be easy. I think this is going to be a really tough game, but it's huge because it's interesting. The Canes and the Dolphins are trying to shed what they've created for 20 years. I mean, for the Dolphins, it's 30 plus years, but for the Canes, it's 20 plus years because it was in the early 2000s when they were still very good. And then it's been about 20 years that they've been a mediocre to bad program, basically, is what they've been. And the Dolphins have been mediocre and average for 30 plus years, actually, is what they've been. And so it's interesting how both have created this profile for themselves. It's an active profile. It's what they live. It's who they are. And so they need to start shedding that. And remember, like I told you, you don't kill a narrative with one game. And you don't kill that narrative by just beating Syracuse, or you don't kill that narrative by just winning on the road in Green Bay in the cold. It's nice, but that's the start of eliminating these things. That's the start of shedding who you have been for a long time. The Canes, a shit program. The Dolphins, a choking ass team. That's what they've been. So you want to get out of that, right? Dolphins used to be royalty in the NFL. Canes used to be royalty in college football. Now they're jokers, is what they are. That's what they are. And so you want to start shedding that label of not being a joker, not being a joke, not taken seriously. That's how you are right now. And it's interesting because both coaches, both programs, whether it's their administration on one side or the front office and ownership on the other, they're all trying to shed that label. And both are facing incredible tests right now because if you can beat Syracuse, now put yourself in the ACC championship game, and now you've got a chance to win your first ever ACC championship, which would be amazing. And it would put you into the playoffs. After that, it becomes, it's all bonus from there for the Canes. And for the Dolphins, beating Green Bay starts to, okay, well, maybe you can start to win these kind of games. And then you'll have another test down the line, and we'll see if you do it, or was it an aberration and fluke? Because they're going to win one every once in a while. The sun shines on every dog's ass every once in a while. That's why I say you don't shed any labels here or any narratives or who you are. You are what you are. And the Canes and the Dolphins are not respected at all at any level. And they shouldn't be because they haven't accomplished jack shit in forever. So nice test this weekend to find out on Thursday and on Saturday if they're starting to get ready to take that next step. They haven't taken it yet. Now they're starting to prove that maybe they might be ready to go down that path. But we'll see if they can cross that threshold, which would be very, very fun. Let's see. Jeff in Long Island is number one on the chat board, I see. Steve Chapman, ready to go. Oscar Rojas, Jamie Zorria in San Jose, Alex Palenzuela, One-Eyed Jack. That's right. Take advantage of the crypto dips. Karen is in. NorCal. Rosendo says, may this Tuesday greet you with warmth, happiness, and endless blessings. Captain Saki working it in Tarpon Springs. Lenny Pena looking for that Bucks game tonight. Mark Gallagher, Tua Hill, Achan, John Waddle. All the tools are there to ball out every game. Just need to execute a game plan. Yes, I agree. As seen on YouTube, what would happen if some of these large stakeholders of Bitcoin like MicroStrategy and Coinbase, BlackRock, etc., had all big sell-offs around a similar time? So, it's a really silly question as seen on YouTube, because it kind of shows that you don't follow and don't understand what's going on. So MicroStrategy is up billions now. Why would they sell? Think about that. Why would they sell? I'm sorry, I must have missed it. Did they sell all their Amazon stock too? Did they sell all their MicroStrategy stock? I must have missed that. Did they do that? I don't know. You got any insight on there? Are they selling everything that matters? Okay. Yeah, some of you out there, I can tell you do not invest. You do not really understand what's going on. They're gobbling it up for a reason. They're smarter than you and me. They're richer than you and me. They're more powerful than you and me. Michael Saylor bought $5 billion yesterday. $5 billion, the biggest purchase, $5.4 billion of it yesterday. And it's at its highest price it's ever been. And the guy keeps taking it off the market. What you have to ask yourself, as seen on YouTube, I hate to tear you apart here, but I got to tear you apart because there's a lot of other people that are thinking the same dumbass shit. What you got to ask yourself is, why are they taking it all off the market? Why are they killing themselves to buy it all? And why shouldn't I go get a piece? Do you think they're all grabbing it to just sell it? No. They know it's finite. They know that you can't, there's no more after 21 million. In fact, for the gold heads out there, it's this is a thing where it's just hard for people to kind of understand, and a guy or a woman like I've seen on YouTube has a problem understanding, and that's normal. But that's because, as seen on YouTube, hasn't taken the time to read up on Bitcoin, read the white paper, understand what Bitcoin is, and then go understand what's going on with our money and our dollar. Okay? They're the BlackRock and Larry Fink and all these people, they talk about the debasing of the dollar and why they're grabbing Bitcoin. And I try to explain it to you. But anyway, so here's what you need to know. And just to kind of give you a reason why you want to stick with it. Chinese geologists discovered 1,000 tons of gold. That's an extra 0.5% added to the gold supply now. They just found 1,000 tons of gold. They're going to keep finding more gold and more gold and more gold. Gold is not finite. There's more. And we're going to Mars now. And eventually we'll be exploring Mars. How do you know there's not gold in that planet? And silver and uranium and all that other stuff. Platinum, all those metals that people want. So I'm just saying, there's a reason why they're gobbling it up. And to think that they would gobble it up to just sell it right away like this, stupid. That makes no sense. It's gone from 8 digits behind the penny to nearly 100,000. Again, let me explain that to you again. The only asset in the history of mankind to go from 8 digits behind zero, behind a penny, to nearly $100,000. I'm not sure how people don't understand this. So there is not going to be you know what the sell-off is going to be? When people find out that their money is not in the bank. The bank runoffs that are coming, oh my God, it's going to be scary in this country. It's going to be scary. It's going to happen in a couple of years. There's going to be there'll be some along the way, but there's going to be several, there's going to be a run of bank runoffs, and the shit's going to hit the fan. It's going to be bad. So just want to, you got to get off this, whole thing about there's too many of you trying to find the negative in the Bitcoin, and you don't bother to find the negative in the dollar and in the way they debase it and in the things that they're doing. I mean, it's hilarious to me. It shows how programmed people are, as seen on YouTube. But it's not your fault. It's what you've been fed forever. So it's what you think. It's a shame. It's like when somebody whoa, what happens if the power goes out and you can't get to your Bitcoin? Well, you can't get to your money either, bro. You can't get it to anything because it's all electronic. But by the way, Bitcoin works without the internet. Well, beat you on that one too. But, it's just one of those things. Do your homework. Anyway, it's just not going to happen. All I can tell you is, and I'm not a financial advisor, you've been given a free 7% right now from Bitcoin in the dip. It's going to go way past 100. It could happen by the end of this week. It could happen today. It could happen on Saturday. It could happen next week. It could happen somewhere in the middle of December, but it is just about to happen. And when it does, you're going to regret it. And if you didn't get in it, and you could have made an easy 7%, which that's hard to do in any kind of investment. But in Bitcoin, you can make it right away. Kyle Cockrell is in the house. Josh in. Thank you, Josh. Jake from Pallet Town. Almost bedtime. Wow. Damn. Brian Morgado. Thank you, sir. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I hope you and the family enjoy it out there. Axel. Dolphins are beating horrible teams, though. That's why Thursday is everything. See if you can actually beat a good team on the road in cold weather, all that kind of stuff. Morning, oh boy, our Panthers are going through a bit of a rough patch now. Yeah, we'll get to it. A-Rod in, Cesar Cifuentes, good morning. Anthony Campos, Jay Gelfin, Aquavision, Jimbo, thank you, too kind. A little dip here so we can buy some more. That's right. Jay Gelfin reminding everybody to subscribe and hit that like button. Please subscribe and hit that like button. Ray says, don't know how long it'll last, but it was nice seeing Jimmy care about playing basketball against the Mavs. Skylar Tipton, Jay Slim is buying. Let's see. Lord Warden. Shaq Barrett is coming out of retirement. That's funny. Oh, man. Did he needs a little money? What I Jack says, bought a little bit of the dip today. Kind of wanted to see if it got into the 80s so I could buy a little bit more. Well, if it does, then buy a little bit more at that point. It's not going to get to the 80s. Not going to get to the 80s. I don't think so. But what I do think is when it bounces, it's going to be a quick bounce. And it's going to soar. So we're going to speed right past 100,000. Ray Grullon, thank you, sir. Thank you for the Thanksgiving. And let's see. And I hope you have a great one, sir. Also. Tua will probably freeze up in Green Bay, says Axel. Yeah. Yep. That's what a lot of you are hoping for and expecting and all that good stuff. That's why Thursday will be fun. But by the way, Dolphin quarterbacks have all froze up in cold weather, my brother. See, that's the problem, Axel, with so many of you. And that's what I love about one of the things I love about doing this is I love correcting people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And so a person like you that has no idea what they're talking about, and there it is. And there's Joe Shad and his headline, Miami Dolphins out to prove they can win in cold weather in Green Bay. Dolphins are 3-9 in their last 12 primetime games. They got one win in 32 years when it's 23 or colder. And it's expected to be 17. So last time I checked, has Tua been playing here for 32 years? Or was it Marino and Fiedler and Pennington and Lucas and Cutler and Tua and everybody else? Right? For 32 years. Right? 32 years. They've got one win in cold weather in 32 years. See, a problem with all of you out there is you probably didn't even live the Shula era. But Shula choked like a dog towards the end. He didn't win big games most of the time towards the end. They weren't making a lot of deep runs in the playoffs anymore. I mean, there's a lot of short-term memory here. Jimmy Johnson got thoroughly embarrassed in the playoffs constantly. Dave Wannstedt did nothing with the team that they handed him on defense. Won a bunch of games in the regular season and could never do anything in the playoffs. And it's all these quarterbacks from the back end of Marino all the way till now. But we make it out to be like Axel does. Oh, it's Tua. It's only Tua. No, dude. It's Tua. It's Marino. It's everybody. It's Shula. It's Jimmy. It's McDaniel. It's everybody. It's the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins have been a choking ass franchise for decades. My favorite team, the team that I love, is a choking ass dog for decades. Because it's a team thing. Archie Manning wasn't a bad quarterback. He was in a bad situation. That's all. Marino didn't win a championship because he didn't have a defense and a running game. And because Don Shula constantly screwed up with his general managing. He was a disaster as a general manager. So just in case you're worried about Rick Spielman and you're worried about Jeff Ireland and you're worried about, any of the other Chris Greer and any other general managers, Don Shula sucked as a general manager also. You know, I mean, we're just going to call things like we see it, right? The Dolphins are a choking franchise. I love them to death, but they're a choking franchise. They've been choking dogs for decades. Not the Tua era, decades. Okay? I've been seeing the disappointment, embarrassment, and pathetic play in big moments forever. When I was young, that didn't happen nearly as much. But as I got into my adult years, that's all that happens. That's all I know for the last 30, 35, 40 years, dude. All I know is Dolphin embarrassment. I sit there and I'm watching this Super Bowl against San Francisco. We got our asses handed to us, dude. And I'm watching the Killer Bees, and here is the Diesel running all over Miami. And there's Joe Theismann stealing the ball back from Kim Bokamper's hands. So, you know, Axel, I get it. You have no depth whatsoever in the history of the Dolphins. You're a youngin'. You got 3 hairs on your balls. You've barely been on this earth, so you don't know really much about it. So let me just pick on the Tua era. So let me just educate you all. This has been going on for decades, bro. Decades. Dolphins have been choking dogs for decades, dude. Decades. So, you know, it's just, it's hilarious. It's hilarious how so many of you do not know the history of this team. Or you know, maybe some of you that are a little older, you want to forget about it. Or because Don Shula's not here anymore or whatever, you don't really want to actually like talk about the truth. We all love Shula, and he did some phenomenal things. He was an outright disaster his last 15 years, dude. An outright disaster his last 15 years. If it wasn't for Marino saving his ass, I don't know what happens to that team. Are we going to be honest now? Are we going to be honest? Come on, man. You know, it's funny. It's funny how so many of you either purposely forget the history and want to, like, you know, erase it from your mind, or some of you are so young that you really don't know the history of the Dolphins. And you act like you're surprised, or you think like this is something recent, or it just happened now. It's been going on for decades, dude. The Dolphins freeze up in big moments for decades. Anyway. People don't understand that the cold weather issue with the Dolphins is a historical thing, not a recent problem. That's because people like Axel don't know history. That's all. And they want to use, maybe they have a bias against Tua, so they want to use that as their crutch and blame Tua for all the recent negativity when it's the same shit that's been going on for decades. I'm convinced people don't understand how long it takes your body to adjust. Dolphin practices in 80-degree weather. It takes 2 weeks to adjust to cold weather. That's why it's hard. Skylar, they used to. And then how do you explain the 70s teams? That their travel is worse. Their practices were worse. You know, their conditioning was worse. Their medicine was worse. And they went and dry weather, wet weather, cold weather, it didn't matter, and they kicked your ass. Come on, man. You know, that's you either have it or you don't, and we had a defense, we had an offense, we had a head coach, we had a quarterback, we had a front office, we had a special teams. The reason why they won in the 70s and they won it all, it's because they were complete. We've been incomplete from the 80s on. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's just admit what it is. You haven't been able to put a complete team together. You don't have a defense to complement the offense. You don't have the offense to complement the defense. You don't have the coach to complement your team. You don't have the front office to complement your team. Whatever the combination's been, that's been our problem for 40 years, 45 years now. Shula never had a front office in the 80s and the 90s. And if he had a front office, he might have been able to win. But because he had to make the decisions himself after he lost all his people, he sucked. Shula sucked. He was horrible. He made so many bad decisions in the 80s and the early 90s. He hurt his team constantly. The line was, Shula the GM is hurting Shula the coach. We all knew Shula can coach. He could coach anything, anyone, better than anybody, anytime, anywhere. And he would get whatever players. But his personnel decisions were freaking brutal, dude. Brutal. And on top of that, he had terrible luck. Because Sammy Smith didn't work out. Overstreet dies. You trade for Hugh Green. He blows out his knee. I mean, it's just, there was stupid shit like Anthony Carter for Robin Senline. There are all kinds of, but it's like some of you out there really have no real history of the Dolphins. You don't really know what's gone on with the Dolphins for the last 40 years and why they constantly come up short in the front office, on the field, with the players, whatever it is. That's always been the problem for 45 years. They suck in the front office. They sign the wrong players. They give the wrong people money. They make bad draft picks. They choke in big games. That's been the same issues for 45 years. Even in the early 80s, when the old man was able to coach his ass off and get to Super Bowls, he didn't have the teams. He didn't have the quarterback in Woodstock. And then when he got the quarterback with Marino, he didn't have the defense. He didn't have the running game. He couldn't build that. He just couldn't build it. He would fail over and over and over and over again in the front office. He would overcome and still win some because he was just so awesome. But he didn't have it in the front office. And that hurt Shula. And then you threw the cap on him in the middle 90s. Holy shit. Then that became even harder for the old man. And then you start with Jimmy and everything else after that. I mean, let's stop making shit up. Let's stop making history up. Like if the Dolphins have been incompetent or they fall short or they don't perform and it's only been going on the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. It's been going on for 30 plus years, 40 years. So I don't know, man. But that's something that I guess because I'm older now and I've seen it all and I've watched it all and I've, covered a lot of it. And I get it. So we have a lot of people that are either writing or on television or on radio and have zero perspective, zero history. They may have just moved into town. They may be too young, whatever it is. But you lack the education. And you can't bring really perspective to the whole thing. And so many of you lack the perspective that when you say something, it just sounds ignorant and it sounds like you're uneducated. I'm just trying to help you. Because any of you that try to make this thing up like, oh, it's the Dolphins' recent history of choking and not playing well in cold weather and this, that, and not playing well against playoff teams. Bro, that is their history forever. Forever. Stop it already with that. Anyway. Truth hurts, Big O. Stop it. I know. Well, you've been around, Frank. Probably. That's why it hurt you. Somebody young, it's not going to hurt because they didn't live it. Michael from Vermont. Bill Arnsberger, baby. Yeah. So awesome. Joseph is in. Hi, Joseph. Anyway, agree about Shula. He never addressed the running game. No, he addressed it. It just he couldn't hit on it. Sammy Smith is addressing it. David Overstreet is addressing it. It just, there you go. I mean, he tried. You know, he tried. He tried to bring Chuck Muncie over. Muncie was already done at that point, whatever. He tried. He just could never really ever get it going. Ever. And he could never get a defense for Marino. And I'll be honest, the right side of the line for Marino wasn't anything special. It was serviceable. The left side of the line was special for Marino. And he only had a special center for half the time, or less than that, with Stevenson. And then Ruddy was solid, but he was not Dwight Stevenson. Nobody's Dwight Stevenson. God, that guy's a freak. Oh, my God, that guy's a freak. Let's see. Big O, what are you talking about? Tannehill destroyed the Steelers on a snow day. Whatever happens this year happens. The most important piece has finally matured and grown up, and his favorite weapon is called patience. Tua. I don't know, bro. He still takes too many stupid hits like he did this past week. Yes, sir, Sean.
Ira's ready.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going. I forgot about Ira. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's talk a little basketball, talk a little Miami Heat, and some other basketball stuff right here on the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
Right. Basketball. That was fun. I will say, Ira, good morning. And the Dallas game was kind of entertaining.
Kind of entertaining, kind of harrowing, and it kind of reminded you of where the Heat are, considering the struggle against a Dallas team lacking Luka Doncic, not at its best. They caught a break. They've won 2 in a row at home, which is a major thing around here. And what we've learned is you give Jimmy Butler at least 5 days rest, he's going to be on the top of his game. Now we'll get to see at 35 years old if these 30-point games can continue.
Oh, come on. We know it's impossible for him to maintain this. It's already been impossible for him to maintain it in just the first month of the season. He can't even stay on the court as it is. So, I mean, it shows you it is what it is. And I know that somebody asked you and asked Ira about, are they showcasing Jimmy? And it's just funny because I think the Heat is at a point where they would love to move Jimmy if they can. But the question is, will that deal ever appear if we're going at this pace?
Well, again, the 4 games missed with the ankle certainly did not help. The practice missed with the illness on Saturday certainly did not help. But Big O, you've mentioned this on our Acura Pembroke Pines report now for weeks. It's a win-win situation. If Jimmy plays well, the Heat win. If Jimmy plays well, they have an asset. They can decide what to do. Here's what's interesting. We get to this Bucks game tonight in the NBA Cup. We expected Milwaukee to be better. They're not, but they're getting better. At 500, they're on the rise, unlike the Sixers. But at what point, Big O, do you say to yourself, you know what? The Celtics and the Cavaliers are too good. They're distancing themselves in the East. If what the Heat say is true, that it's about championships or bust, would the Heat ever come to the realization, Big O, in December, in January, in early February before the trading deadline, where they honestly could say to themselves, we're not as good as those two teams, and we're not going to be as good as those two teams, so we have to retool? I don't see that in the Heat's DNA. But does somebody need to step up to Pat Riley, to Eric Spoelstra, and say, maybe it's Andy Ellisberg or Nick Harrison, and say, you know what? This is not the team. Let's reconnoiter now. Let's rejigger while we still have value for Jimmy and move on to our next iteration. Easier said than done, because you know one thing about this team. They're like backstreet brawlers. They will always think they have a chance until, like last season against Boston, they get the absolute snot knocked out of them in the playoffs.
Okay, so then, all right, this is a touchy question to ask then.
Okay.
So is the Pat Riley attitude the wrong attitude because it's really hurting and not helping the team in the long run? Because the whole talk is, well, he wants to build a winner before he walks out into the sunset one more time. And so you desperately don't want to reset, and you keep trying to put a Band-Aid on the problem, a Band-Aid on the problem, a Band-Aid on the problem for many years now, and you have actually set yourself back even more by doing this, instead of, if a few years back you did a complete reset and you didn't trade away all those picks and you didn't do all that kind of stuff, you might have been able to be way ahead now than where you are at this point in time. Because in the end, you're going to have to reset at one point, because you got to get back to the point where you have first-round picks on a consistent basis. You got to get back to the point where you have some flexibility. So I understand it has worked for you, that philosophy of wanting to win now. But the last time you made a run, you took a couple of steps back in the process. So why not do it again? And so maybe this whole thing of wanting to win now has kind of really hurt you in the process of trying to win now.
I'm going to go somewhere a little different about what's really hurt them. I have no problems with the last 5 years and the 3 trips to the East Finals and the NBA Finals and giving yourself a shot, because they were right there. No matter how they got against Denver in the finals, they were there. They pushed the Celtics. And then you get one bite at the apple to make a move while you're still winning in progress. You get one chance to make that one move that might put you back to the top or over the top. That's the problem. The Terry Rozier trade. Kyle Lowry's salary. You had a future first-round pick to put into play. And let's face it, as you and I talk now, in mid-November on our Accurate Pembroke Pines report, we can't say anything honestly other than that trade was a bust. That what they used Kyle Lowry's salary for, and that's cap space that wasn't there this past summer, what they used, what potentially is an unprotected first-round pick to the Charlotte Hornets in that trade, they did not get back a major contributor. They got back a guy who tonight against the Bucks, if he does come back, we're wondering is going to be a reserve. And believe me, Big O, when the Miami Heat made that trade for Terry Rozier, they never made it with the thought of getting a 6th man. They got plenty of those. They need 3rd and 4th and 5th men instead. So to me, you got to be honest. God bless Pat Riley, Andy Ellisberg in the front office from what they've done. Andy Ellisberg in the summer was great with us in the Vegas Summer League. Said, look, we didn't do anything in free agency this summer because our move was last January for Terry Rozier. At some point, you've got to sit down and have your come to Jesus moment and say, yeah, we blew that. Yeah, that's a bad deal. So as much as you talk about recouping from and restructuring from what's gone on the last 5 years, what I'm saying is they took their shot and they missed and they whiffed, unless there's a major turnaround from Terry Rozier at this point.
Yeah, no, the Terry Rozier thing, no, I get it. It's just, man, I just don't have a problem with them resetting.
What do you consider a reset, though? That's an important thing to put out there to the listeners. Is a reset just moving on from Jimmy, but keeping Tyler and Bam and Duncan and what they have in play?
No, Bam's never been the problem. Okay. The problem we all have most of you all out there, not me, most of you all out there have is that you don't define Bam the right way. Bam's fine. He's the number 3. He's perfect as the number 3.
Can Tyler be the number 2?
You need to go find a 1 or 2. Can
Tyler be the 2?
No.
Then you're blowing it up. If you don't have your 1 and you don't have your 2, then you have to sort of go back to point A and start all over again. And I get that. So it's a matter of how you define your reset. Here's something that's important, Big O, because I think we need to be honest and we need to constantly evolve and reassess. One of your major talking points was the Heat's next step to the next level over our Acura Pembroke Pines reports probably for a year has been Jaquez and Jovic. How you felt they might be stepping stones. Well, let's be honest, Big O. We have to be honest here. The start of the season hardly has been inspirational on the Jaquez front or the Jovic front. So that's the thing. It's almost like the Dolphins and other teams. You have to make the right trades. Rozier, not so good. You have to make the right draft picks. We thought they did, even with Khalil Ware, who still might be fine given time. But that's the thing. If you're going to miss on your trades, and you're going to miss on your draft picks, you're going to be forced to reset simply by circumstance anyway. I think we're still at the point, let's face it, we're still at the point 14 games into the season. We don't know definitively what's going on. That's the beauty of having a February trading deadline. We will know by then. We will know by midseason. But, Big O, I agree with you. Come midseason, come 41 games, you and I need to sit down here with our listeners and say, can this team compete with Boston? Can this team compete with Cleveland? Or else you have to say, you know what? 1 step back, 2 steps forward. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, and I'd rather see more of a youth movement where we're not playing through Jimmy. And again, the Tyler thing, like I've recently said, if he continues to play this well by late January, if he's still healthy and playing, I would move his ass because his value will really soar from now till January. If he's playing well and scoring the way he's scoring, somebody's going to want him, and I would make the move, and then I can make the move for Jimmy, and then I can turn things over, and then I can focus on Jovic and Jaquez and Pele Larson and Ware along with Bam and all that, and then really give those guys an opportunity to develop. But if you're still going to be playing through Jimmy and through Tyler, it's going to be hard to find out about those kids.
Well, the only thing I'd agree with there is this. 2 of the Heat's next 4 first-round picks are out the door, like you mentioned, when they took those chances. Oklahoma City gets it either this year or next year unprotected. The year after that, Hornets get it either protected or 4 years down the road unprotected. You've got to restock your draft choices. Yeah. So even the Jimmy Butler trades are proposed, and I did a 3-way one where he goes to Golden State, and then there's a deal there maybe where Lillard comes here and the Heat gets draft choices. The point being, you have to include draft choices for the Heat. You have to bring something back, even if it's a late pick, even if it's a protected pick, just to have that stockpile and readjust that. Because right now, you can't talk about building for the future without draft choices. That's what's going to augment what you have. You're not going to hit on everyone. You're not going to hit on Jovic and Jaquez and Ware. Hopefully you hit on 2. Maybe you just hit on 1. Even that would be a victory based on where they've been drafted in the teens and the 20s. But you have to have that future where you say, okay, we have this core now. We augment with these draft choices. When you don't have 2 of your next 4 first-round picks, it's hard to talk about a future when there's not a lot of future there.
Right. No, I'm with you there. All right, you talked a little bit already about Terry Rozier. I was going to ask about him. Pele Larson, looking good.
As a reserve supporting player, sort of reminds me of Dan Marley in the later years, not the Phoenix years, the Cleveland, the Miami years. Yes, nice 8th and 9th men. And you know what, Big O? God bless 8th and 9th men, but you don't win championships with 8th and 9th men. They support you guys.
But he's a baby. So that's where it starts, that he comes off the bench.
And I get all that, but I think the upside is on a 1 to 10 scale, maybe one time in his career he reaches a 7. And that's great, and that's fine, and that's a W in the second round. I love supporting players. That's the problem with the Heat. The Heat have a great roster of 9 supporting players. And they've been desperately searching in the rumors for Giannis and the rumors for Dame and Durant. of getting that player they can support. That's the hardest thing to get in the NBA. You get those, you win championships.
The NBA Cup has it grown on you? It hasn't grown on me, but I will say this: damn, I love the floors. I really love the floors.
It's all about marketing and look and everything, and I have no problem for one reason. We all know right now the NBA is taking the back seat to the NFL. We all know right now it's just something going on in the background. So if you can add a little pizzazz, if you can get me to write a story today like I did at the Sun Sentinel about the Heat needs to win this game and Detroit needs to lose that game, hey, at least it gives you something to hang your hat on while you're in the dog days of the early part of the season. So I have no issue with that whatsoever. What I don't like is this. Because certain dates are reserved only for cup games on Tuesday and Fridays, then when you get to the quarterfinals, you blow out a week. This scheduling has sucked for the rest of the season. The Heat with this 5-day break, and then they come up and they'll play back-to-backs in 6 games in 9 days, and then 2 games in 7 days. That's the problem. When you're trying to fit another complete schedule inside of your schedule, you get the Heat schedule we've seen. And like I said, God bless Jimmy Butler. You give him 9 days off, he's great against Philly. You give him 5 days off, he's great against the Mavericks. But now when the games get compacted, Big O, let's face it, Jimmy's going to play tonight against the Bucks, and then you and I might be talking, does he play in Charlotte? Then you have next weekend, you have a back-to-back, Sunday in Toronto, Monday in Boston. Does he play in both? Do you pick and choose there? That's the problem with the NBA Cup. It's compacting the rest of the schedule. The NBA already runs from the NFL on Sunday and Monday night to a degree. They blocked off Tuesday and Friday. We're running out of days. We need a longer week to make this all work. But at least they're trying to add some pizzazz. Do it in November. I have no issue.
Bronny James, he has played a total of 57 minutes for the South Bay Lakers, has scored a total of 10 points on 4 of 19 shooting, a sizzling 21%. He is 0 of 6 from three-point range. How long do they keep this clown show going? Because this is a kid that took a draft spot from somebody that really deserved it.
Correct.
A roster spot from somebody that really deserved it on the Lakers. It could be a rotational player, a bench player that could get a little experience and playing time. And now he's basically taking a G League spot of a young player that could also develop into something. Bronny James does not have it. How does this farce continue, dude?
As long as LeBron James is willing to play with the Lakers and stay in LA and not upset the apple cart there, it continues. Certain players, I believe, have certain cachet. Big O, you've seen this in all sports, whether it's the son of an owner, the son of an executive, how they wind up in their jobs. Now, some are very good. Like
not player. I've never seen this. I've never seen this is bad, dude. Like, this kid does not belong anywhere near a pro basketball court.
You know what? The G League is different. The G League, this happens all the time. Anthony Mason Jr., Patrick Ewing's son, they played for the Heat's G League teams. They've done that. That happened. It's sort of a G League team. It's not the biggest deal. The biggest deal is he took 1 of 58 draft spots from someone who deserved a draft spot. He took a guaranteed NBA-level contract, not a two-way contract. So to me, the NBA impact is the factor. But I guess you would say this. If your team could get an elite NBA player, would you give up a roster spot? Let's look at it that way. If you can get LeBron James, would you give up a roster spot? If you can get Giannis, would you give up a roster spot? You know what, Big O? Your answer would 1,000 times out of 1,000 times be yes. So LeBron has lifted himself to a level where you would give up anything. Let's face it. Nikola Jokic just had a baby last week. If he said, I want my 2-week old to have a roster spot or I'm leaving, Denver would give the kid a roster spot. That's what it is. In this league, it's like NFL quarterbacks. You would do anything in the NFL to get an ultra uber elite quarterback. You would give up a roster spot in a heartbeat. Same thing in the NBA. We all saw this coming. At least this is not out of the blue. The Lakers had to sell part of their soul to keep LeBron. That's what teams have been doing for LeBron when he came to Miami, when he went back to Cleveland, when he went to Lakers. God bless him. You know what? If Michael Jordan knew we could do this, his kid who played at UCF, he would have been on an NBA roster if there was a G League back at that time. You just sort of have to
Michael couldn't play baseball, and they kept him on a minor league roster anyway. So
So there you go. Asked and answered.
It was kind of the same thing. Michael is the Bronny James of minor league baseball.
There you go, with the Chicago White Sox and the Birmingham Barons. Exactly.
He wasn't even good enough to be a minor league baseball player. Like Bronny James isn't even good enough to be a G League player, which is just, I mean, it's I looked up those G League stats and I was like, oh my God, this kid's shooting 21%. He's barely even playing there.
You know what? This reminds me of Dwayne Wade's older son. Dwayne Wade's older son played for the Utah Jazz's G League team because Dwayne became a part owner. Didn't work out there. He went to NBA Africa and played there also. So there is a certain cachet of being a son of a famous person. So that's the difference between the Big O and me and all the other guys. Some guys work their way up. Some guys just get put to the top right away.
All right. What do you got going on the Sentinel so folks can check you out?
Just posted a feature. I had a really good interview the other day with Keyshawn Johnson, who's been fantastic, speaking of the G League, and dominant. I think he could be the Heat's next two-way success story, following a guy like Caleb Martin and what he's done. I think he might even be the Heat power forward of the future. Yes, he's 6'6", but he's 6'6" in this Barkley sort of, even better, Clarence Weatherspoon type of body, where I think he could make a difference. Right now, they're going undersized anyway with Haywood Highsmith. Keep an eye on Keyshawn Johnson. As a matter of fact, I think come our accurate Pembroke Pines reports in March and April, I would not be surprised at all if Keyshawn Johnson goes from a two-way contract to a standard contract later this season. He's that good. He's put in the effort. Undrafted at Arizona because Bronny James got drafted. He went undrafted. Hey, the Heat got the benefit out of that. Win-win.
I'm gonna check out some of those G League games to watch.
You know what? They were on FanDuel Sports Sun. I watched a couple over the weekend when they played against the Indiana Mad Ants, and Keyshawn looked really good. Isaiah Stevens, the point guard we talked about in the offseason. He is a walking assist if he could ever find his offense. That's what he's trying to do down there. And you know what? If a Heat scorer gets hurt, Josh Christopher is still a bucket. He's doing it also. I know it sounds weird, but their guy, Dan Peters, the announcer there, does a great job. They really are fun watches if nothing else is on.
All right. I'm gonna definitely check it out. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat and catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Ira, as always, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. Thank you, Big O.
You got it. There it is. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Get on down there to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Go see Larry Schlossberg and Pat Nasto and Tony Stampone. Go see the ZDX. Get electrified, baby. They've got the sales event going on right now that they will, of course, get you the best deals in town. They are the number one volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. So no one in the Southeast. You're not going to be driving around the Southeast. They've been number one in the country, too, on top of all of that. It's just amazing what Larry Schlossberg has done there. Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, amazing people. The service center is second to none. Mike Chan, Jordan Ferber. If you own or lease an Acura, best place to go get it serviced is at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA Report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the number one volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right. Oh, man, good stuff there with Ira. Appreciate it. As always, thank you. Welt and Rayom. Do want to tell you a little bit about Welt and Rayom. We love talking about Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. You know, when you go to court, you want to make sure you're represented by people that know what the hell they're doing. And when it comes to Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom, I saw it firsthand. And listen, it's easy for me to tell you like anybody else would, right? We went through it. Progressive crushed us. But the best thing is when I get emails and DMs from our listeners who called and then hired Welt and Rayom. And I've been getting it now for the last 2 years. Okay. And that's the most satisfactory thing out there. When I see them fighting for others out there, bankruptcy issues, condo damage, homeowner property damage, business owner claims, they can help you out. Personal injury. So if you had some kind of a accident or a car accident, truck accident, whatever happened, Call Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom, 954-966-4646, and the consultation is completely free. And you are going to see the bulldogs that those guys are. They will go after it, and they will get it done for you. And by the way, when you have some damage or something happens to you, don't call the insurance company. You call Welt and Rayom. They send their adjusters, and then they call the insurance company. That way you never have to deal with the insurance company ever again. It's a beautiful thing. So check it out, 954-966-4646. Jermaine says, I just saw a report that Shaq Barrett wants to play again and the Dolphins still hold his rights, so he would be coming back to play for the Dolphins. Okay. Well, they need an extra pass rusher while they wait for if they're going to get Chubb back. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Good thing is Isaiah Wynn was activated. That's awesome. Bam is playing out of position. He's a natural 4. Yeah. Listen, I don't have a problem with Bam. The problem with the Heat is that they don't have a 1 or a 2. And that's their real problem. So they need stars, man. They don't have any more stars. Jimmy's not a star anymore. He can't carry a team. Stars play most nights, and stars help carry your team. He can't do that anymore. His body doesn't allow it. Let's see. Shaq Barrett coming back is not bad. Good is not bad. Good depth. Huh? What does that mean, Frankie? Let's see. The Birmingham Barons was sick too. I remember him trying at baseball. I still have that baseball card of him, his rookie baseball card or whatever from the Birmingham Barons. Because you never knew, right? If somehow or another he was a real baseball player, it would have had some value. I doubt. Can you look it up, Sean? Michael Jordan's Birmingham Barons rookie card. Does it have any value whatsoever? Because I do have it. But I doubt it because he didn't do shit in baseball. I know it's Michael Jordan, so maybe it's worth $1, maybe $1.25. But if he would have actually been a good baseball player, it might actually have some real value, which would be pretty damn cool. Bitcoin, by the way, back up to 93,225 after hitting 91.90, 91,990. That is. So it is trying to climb up. We'll see. What do you got?
What do you have? What brand do you have?
Oh, all I can tell you, I don't remember the brand. All I can tell you is he's swinging it, and it's like he finished swinging and he's about to run. If I remember the pose. If you show me the card, I'll tell you which one. I know which one it is. I can see the picture of it in my mind. I can't tell you if it's a Fleer or a Topps or a Stadium or I have no idea, bro. You know what I mean?
No, I'm just looking at the prices, and they range from about $8.50 up to about $3,000.
$3,000.
Yes, believe it or not, there's some going for $3,000.
Show me the one. Show me a picture. Bring it up. Which is the one that's $3,000? I don't give a shit about the $8 one, but just in case, do I?
2,000. Sorry, hold on a minute. Let me get it.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2,000. Okay. 2,000?
It's him in a batting cage.
Oh shit. Does he? I think I may have that one of the batting cage. But I could swear I have the one that where he's like finished swinging. It looks like he finished swinging.
That's what this one is.
Oh, really? Let me see it. Then that's the one I have.
Not a great picture of it.
I have that one. That's the one I have. But I have, you know what? Now that I think about it, I have another one. But I have that one. Now it's got to be a 10 and all that stuff. So I don't know what mine is. I gotta go back and look at those cards. Maybe I have that one. Like in a 10, that is. I know I have that exact card. Because I remember I collected a couple of those. So yeah. Now I think about it, I have at least two of his baseball cards, because there's another one that I have in another pose of his. Do they show another one where I want to say it's a white top that he has on, not a red top. If they have another one, show it to me, because I want to say you see the plate and everything. That one's the batting cage one, and I'm sure I have that one. But the other one that I have, at least if I'm imagining the right picture, you see it's not in a batting cage. It's in a batter's box, like in a game. I don't know if they have that one. Oh, actually, you know what? He has the black top on, not the white top on. I think he has a black jersey on. Yeah. I don't know if they have that one there. But at least that's what I'm imagining. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm confusing it with another player. Who knows? Randy Macho Man Savage also had a baseball card. All right. His 91 Upper Deck baseball rookie card has some moderate value. Maybe it's worth a Bitcoin. I don't think so. What's up?
No, I just want to say Randy Savage did not have a card. Randy Poffo had a card.
Who?
Randy Poffo.
Oh, Randy Poffo.
He was not Randy Savage then.
Oh, there you go. You see, I'm not even getting in this. I don't even know anything about this conversation. So I'll leave it to you guys. Do you have any basketball cards of MJ? I do. I have MJ's second year. I have Pippen's rookie year. I have some basketball cards. I have a bunch of Heat cards. There it is. Wait. Oh no, wait a minute. That's not it, is it? Where is it? No. Is that a Jordan? That's not the one I have. Or maybe not, at least. I don't think. I think that's it right there. That looks kind of like it. I'm kind of imagining that Jordan card there. Because it's like right when he's finished swinging.
Yeah, that was actually Barry Bonds.
Oh, that was Bonds? Okay.
Yeah, I was trying I didn't realize
there has to be one where he's swinging and he has it extended. At least that's what I'm imagining. And I have that Michael Jordan card. I remember that one with the red, but I think it has a black top. I thought it was white at first, but now I'm thinking it's a black top. Yeah, so what, you only found one of them? Dude, now you're going to basketball.
Yeah, no, yeah. There's not a lot of
Michael Jordan rookie baseball.
Yeah, no, not with the swinging one. I mean, there's one where he's, they got him shooting a basketball one right here. A lot of them, he's got a bat in hand here.
That's not what I imagine. I don't know. Maybe I got it confused with another player, and I think it's a Jordan card. I know I remember that red one.
You got a lot of them out in the outfield shagging fly ball.
That red one could be worth $2,000. That's crazy.
And then the one right beside it is 150, the same card, it looks like.
Well, why would it be worth $2,000 when
value is what somebody's going to pay for it? So it's on, looks like eBay and stuff like that. So
was there very few printed or something? I mean, it's just kind of weird because Michael did nothing in baseball. Now I know it's Michael, but wow, that's screwed up. Big O, can you do crypto Q&A day show sometime soon? I do it on the Crypto Bro Show, my brother. So you can, I will be doing a Crypto Bro Show in a little bit when I'm done here. So I will be doing a Crypto Bro Show today. I was already putting together some of the material in the last 24 hours for it. So I take questions there on the Crypto Bro Show. So when it comes up here in the next couple of hours, stay tuned. That's why we tell you to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That'll tell you when we go live. I would imagine by 1:30 or 2 o'clock, I'm live with the Crypto Bro Show. Okay. So I'm in the process of all of that and preparing. So tune into the Crypto Bro Show and I will answer any question that you want. Well, as long as I know, if I have the information. If I don't, I'll tell you I don't know. Let's see. You should do a baseball card show. I am not smart enough. I don't have enough information on that. I don't follow it enough to know, to be quite honest. I can't do that. So, no. And I do enough already as it is. With this and the Crypto Bro Show, it's enough. It's enough. When it comes to the Dolphins, it's all about perspective. Those of us older guys have it. The young pups don't. Yeah, they haven't been around long enough. That's the problem. Do I have a Shaq rookie card? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think I have a Shaq rookie card. Would be a Magic one, but no, I don't. I don't think so, my brother. I'm pretty sure I don't. I know I have a few other ones, but I can't. I guess I haven't gone to them in so long that I forgot about which ones I have. I don't have that many basketball cards. I do have Glenn Rice's rookie. I do have Ronnie Cycli's rookie. I have Sherman Douglas's rookie card. I have some of the Heat players and their rookie cards from years ago. I have some of those from back in the day. Not that they're worth anything, but yeah. Shaq's would be worth some. I don't have Shaq's. That one would be pretty cool. I do have a 6-pack of Pepsi bottles. Shaq Pepsi bottles. Okay. It's black, it's orange and aqua and all that. And then it's got the 6 Pepsi bottles and they're all full. So I don't know. Look it up, Sean. How much is a 6-pack of Pepsi Shaq bottles worth? Because that I do have from Shaq. And that's a collector's item because that shit is old, dude. Old. I think it might have been from his Magic days. Not sure if it was Magic or Lakers. But yeah, it's like a Shaq 6-pack of Pepsi glass bottles. Okay. I have it in my man cave. I do have that. I don't know if they're worth anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if that 6-pack of Shaq bottles is worth like $50 or something. That's it. That's it. That's exactly what I have. And then I tell you, orange was in it. Yep. Black with orange and all kinds of other colors. What does it go for? $70. There you go. $70. I have that. I don't know when I was given that. They gave it to me a long time ago, and I have no idea. Does it say what year or anything, Sean, on that thing? Because I've had it for a long time, bro. Jesus.
The ones I'm seeing look like 92.
Yeah, look at that shit. 92. I told you it was a Magic day.
There's another one that is $100.
I have that one. Which is the one?
It just varies on price, I guess, depending on what people will pay for it.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
There's another one right here I just brought up now, and they're looking for $100.
Okay. There you go. So that's worth a couple bucks. Not much, but hey, what the hell? Is the Pepsi still good? If I put it in the refrigerator, what do you think? Should I? No?
I would
maybe
up it. I would drink it.
It's only 92. I mean, 32 years. It's nothing. What's wrong with it? I mean, that's just, I think that would make a lot of sense, right? You know? And by the way, you see the post there, the Carrier Brazier Center for Autism. We have partnered up with Carrier Brazier Center for Autism, and they were founded back in 1999. They're Florida certified in special education. There aren't a lot of great centers for autism for kids. This is one of them. They're at 7530 Sunset Drive. You can check out the website yourself, cbc4autism.org. That's CBC, the number 4, autism.org. Check it out. There's the QR code. Make a donation, folks. Help out a great cause, a great center, because a lot of families that are dealing with autism, and there's more and more kids, unfortunately, that are being born with autism. Well, these families don't have all the resources, and they need help, and the Carrier Brazier Center for Autism helps these families. This is your chance to help the center that helps these families and a lot of their kids to have a better life and have a better childhood. You know what I'm saying? So it's really important. Whatever you can give, $1 or more, whatever you can give, whatever you can afford, please use the QR code that's there, or go to the website, cbc4autism.org, the Carrier Brazier Center for Autism, and we thank you for your donation. Thank you very much. Let's see. Big O, I'm surprised you haven't sold any of your cards or memorabilia to buy Bitcoin or crypto. Yeah, I haven't done that. I mean, it's not like I have a ton of stuff or anything like that, but there's stuff that I won't sell, Although the Shaq thing I might sell, but I mean, it's not a lot of money. So, Sean Kemp's rookie card. This should be worth $1 or $2. I'm sorry. Big O, a Dairy Queen hot dog washed down with a 1992 Pepsi. The 92 Pepsi will stop the hot dog from hurting me. Great cause. Good job, Big O. Thank you, Lewis. And I hope those of you out there that can donate a little bit there and help out a great cause, man. Let's see. As long as you don't like the MJ Birmingham rookie card to Pawn Stars from the show, you should get a decent value. Big O, please don't drink dated soda. It's not champagne. Only if he drinks the 92 Pepsi, eats the hot dog live on the Big O show. There you go. Big O, do you have Sean Stanley's rookie producer card? No, I have his rookie wrestler card. The Sean Allen. I have his rookie card. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Last night, it wasn't good on our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Thanks to Alan Blanco, by the way, 786-618-1443 for custom printing and embroidery. Ugly night, the Capitals. They took it to the Panthers 4-1. Our boys are struggling. Tomorrow, they take on Toronto at the Amerant Bank Arena, 7:30 for the faceoff. Tonight, the Heat are back in action. They take on the Yucks, 7:30 tip TNT at the Kaseya Center. We'll see if they can beat Giannis and the Bucks tonight. Ravens last night, they beat the Chargers 30-23. Lamar, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, 140 yards on the ground. Saturday, Canes, 3:30, take on Syracuse. Canes are favored by 10.5. The over and under is 67.5. The Dolphins, they get ready for Green Bay Thursday night. We'll have that game for you. We'll have that pregame for you at 6:15. Game time will be at 8:15. We'll get you ready for that. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Oh, wait a minute. Let me look. the MLS schedule. What time does Inter Miami play this weekend? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Atlanta eliminates Inter. Atlanta didn't even make it to the Final Four. Orlando, the Red Bull, LA, and Seattle. Atlanta barely makes it into the playoffs, and they eliminate the number one team. What a choke job. I saw Alex Winley post yesterday that Inter Miami now has a store in the airport. So I'm wondering, do they sell chokers? You know, women like to wear the chokers. So I'm wondering, I mean, Inter Miami specializes in choking. So I would imagine that they sell chokers. What the hell? Drew Rosenhaus on a potential return from Shaq Barrett. It all depends on the Dolphins and what they want to do, waiting for them to decide. Miami owns his rights. Shaq signed a one-year deal worth up to $9 million in incentives this offseason. So basically what they'll do is, hey, Shaq, you want to play? Okay, great. Let's rework this deal. We'll give you just a couple of these bucks. Oh, you don't want to? Okay, well then, sorry. You won't play anywhere. That's what I would do. Because they're not going to pay him prorated $9 million now anymore. Because it's going to take him a few weeks to just get in shape. So we'll see. We'll see. Do I have Alonzo Mourning's rookie card? That's a good card. I don't think so. No. I know I have Sherman. I know I have Rice's. I know I have Cycles. Yeah, I don't have Zoe's. No, I have Harold Miner's. Don't have Wade's, just in case you're asking. Because you could tell by the timeline, I wasn't collecting by the time Wade came out, but I was still getting some back in those days. No, I don't have it. No. The Pippen rookie card is worth something. I have Pippen's rookie and his second year card. So that is definitely worth. And I have Michael Jordan's second year card, not rookie card, second year card. That's probably not worth much, but I have his second year card. That's not worth that much. I'm sure it's what's Michael Jordan's rookie second year card worth? $70, $80, probably $100. It's not worth a lot of money. So, let's see. Oh, Tom Brady would be probably worth a lot of money. Lot of money. Not as much as the Harold Miner Baby Jordan rookie card that I have. I have that. I have guards protecting it 24 hours and all that. So nobody ever gets close to my Harold Miner rookie card. Yeah, don't mess with my Harold Miner rookie card, bro. I'll kick your ass. Let's see. They made so many cards in the 80s and 90s. Many are not worth much. Ask me how I know. Because you own a bunch of them? Okay. I would imagine that some of these cards, yeah, they're not worth much. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the rookies, and they have to be like in great shape. Like I have a Barry Sanders rookie, and it's worth like $600. But I went and got it graded, and it's worth like $30, $50, I think, something like that. Because it was like a 7 or an 8 or something. It wasn't really a 10 or a 9 or anything. So, that's kind of the way it goes, unfortunately. 87 Fleer Jordan is worth, the rookie card. Yeah, I don't have, is Jordan's Fleer 87 rookie? It's like 84, right? Wouldn't that be his rookie? 87 Fleer Jordan? Isn't that like 3-4 years into his career? Why would it be worth that much? Did they only make a couple or something? So, Big O, the Hurricanes versus Syracuse game will be good. Oronde Gadsden's son plays for the Orange as a tight end and will be a welcome addition to our offense next year. Thoughts? Yes, it would be nice, but I am not even thinking about the draft. But yes, so I would welcome a Gadsden here anytime, because if he has hands like his dad, then just bring him on, baby. If he's tough like his dad, bring him on. Probably over 100 now for Jordan's second year. I don't know. I have no idea, but I know I have his second year. That I do. You have Darko Milicic's rookie card. I have a Barry Sanders rookie too. So hard to get the money out of it nowadays. They make so many more. They make much more limited cards, making them valuable. Yeah. Well, the one I have, it's in great shape, but it wasn't graded high. I guess it's not aligned perfectly or whatever the hell it was. It was like a 7 or something. So it was only worth a couple of dollars. In fact, it was barely worth the whole trouble I had to get it, what's it called, graded. Like it wasn't worth the whole problem of grading it after. For paying the shipment and paying for grading and all that, and what it's worth, it wasn't worth it to do it. It's crazy. But that's kind of what ended up happening with me, unfortunately. Anyway, by the way, Andy Slater reported that Tyreek's traffic ticket for careless driving and seatbelt violation has been dismissed. In fact, apparently the cop failed to show up for the hearing. That's them trying to avoid a lawsuit. And Tyreek playing that whole wrist thing, who really knows what he has. And he's playing that wrist thing because obviously he wants to sue the cops in the offseason. That's why they're saying, oh, well, it may need surgery in the offseason. Another, it's a boatload of money. He's got a lot of baby mamas and a lot of kids. So there's he's not going to have much money left after this contract is done with all those baby mamas and kids. So he's got to rig something else. And I would imagine, a lawsuit. So here are the police saying, yeah, let's not get too crazy, or maybe they don't sue us. So they lay off. This is what's really going on here. Okay. They would really rather press charges because he was speeding, but because the cop acted like a complete criminal. Okay. See, Tyreek was a violator and an idiot that day. The cop was a complete criminal. He should have been thrown in jail, like right on the spot. And so cops know that they were wrong on that part. They were right to pull his ass over. Only a moron does 60 miles an hour during a game or a school or a concert, or everybody knows to drive slow. But Tyreek isn't the brightest bulb in the chandelier. We kind of know that already. But, who are we kidding? What's going on here? Cops know when they're playing that wrist game what's going on. Oh, yeah, no, when he got arrested, he hurt that wrist. Lawsuit. So when the season's done, you'll see a lawsuit filed against the police department. That's what's going on. Dolphins activated Isaiah Wynn. They cut Lester Cotton. They cut long snapper Tucker Addington from the practice squad. They signed long snapper Zach Trinner to the practice squad. Those are some of the moves and some of the things that have happened in Dolphin land. What else do we have going on? Let me tell you a little bit about R&M Contractors. We love talking about Ray and Mike. And folks, if you're looking for remodeling your home, your business in Dade, Broward counties, listen, you're looking for drywall, level 5 finish, call R&M Contractors. They can help with complete remodel, full-blown remodel. The videos I see of the things that they do is amazing. kitchen upgrades, appliances, waterproofing on your terrace, your balcony, flood test report, very important for condo owners, impact windows and door installations, bathroom upgrades, floor restoration, maintenance, interior, exterior paint, drywall, level 5 finish. Call Ray or Mike right now, 305-345-3649. You dream it, they'll build it. R&M Contractors. Go to their Instagram page, RMC Fisher Island, and go check out some of their work. It will blow you away, the work that they do at R&M Contractors and Custom Drywall. Ray and Mike. Ray, big Dolphins fan, by the way, season ticket holder, all that, and a Bitcoiner. So if you're into sports or into Bitcoin, you can talk with Ray about either one. All right. Jeff in Long Island says, sorry, I've had to leave. Anyone brings up Shaquille Barrett has reverse course again and reportedly filed paperwork to be reinstated. Yes, sir. Everybody's been talking about it. Yes. Doesn't matter. He's not helping you this week. He's probably not even helping you next week. So it's not, we'll talk about it if it happens, if they sign him, whatever. Let's see. The last time the Dolphins played on Thanksgiving was back in 2011 against the Cowboys. Yeah. It's all right. Listen, bottom line is, let's see if they actually can do something in these kind of moments, because that's their problem. They've been like this for 30-something years, that they never perform at a high level. So the Jets have hired the 33rd team to help them find a new GM and head coach. You can't write this shit, dude. I mean, if the Dolphins did this, the rip job that I would be giving them for years to come would be endless. So you're hiring Mike Tannenbaum and Rick Spielman to help you find your new coach and your new general manager. Like, Woody Johnson is such a joke, dude. And again, an 80-year-old man that wears a bunch of bling. That's all you need to know who this moron is. So they're there to identify and vet the candidates and set up the interviews and all of that. And, sit in the interviews with Woody. Mike Tannenbaum is going to weasel his way to get back into that organization one way or another. Have fun, Jet fans. I mean, this is you can't make this shit up, dude. You can't make this shit up. Tannenbaum and Spielman. Wow. That's fantastic. Rick Spielman could never find a quarterback. He did a decent job, actually, of building some decent Vikings teams, but he could never, ever draft a quarterback, never find a quarterback. Kind of had the same problem here with Dave Wanstead, right? They couldn't find a quarterback either. Mike Tannenbaum. God bless. I saw that yesterday, and it was funny. It's hilarious that you would actually hire these two nincompoops to go find yourself a head coach. I mean, I love it as a Dolphins fan. It's great material. It guarantees that the Jets are not going to be a factor forever. This whole Aaron Rodgers thing was a mess, which I never really ever feared anything from this whole thing with Aaron Rodgers and his old broken down ass already at this point. And I can't wait till they cut him. And I want to see if there's actually somebody out there stupid enough to give Aaron Rodgers another chance. I mean, I know the Jets are stupid, but there aren't a lot of franchises dumber than the Jets. We're pretty dumb, but we're still better than they are. But nothing's dumber than the Jets. I don't know. Outside of the Dallas Cowboys, they do a lot of stupid things with Jerry, but I don't know what team is going to be desperate enough to give Aaron Rodgers, after watching what's gone on for 2 years and what goes on with the whole McAfee crap every time he goes on every week. Like, why would you want this guy at this point? He cannot play anymore like he used to. But he's going to try to play, and if somebody gives him a chance, I can't wait to laugh at them. Wow. The Jets hiring the 33rd team to find themselves a head coach and a general manager. You can't beat that shit. You can't beat that. That is too much right there. Shaquille O'Neal has an idea that I presented years ago, and it was a great idea. Now it's a bad idea. Interesting, huh? So Shaq had on his show Angel Reese. And he said, and he told Angel Reese that the WNBA should lower the hoop to 9 feet. He says 60% of the fans said dunking is their favorite thing. The WNBA has none of that, so they make much less money. Just trying to get you guys that $300 million you deserve. Love the WNBA. Do it for the WNBA All-Star Game and watch the ratings go through the roof. He later added in a separate comment. Okay. I said that years ago. I said that, but again, I'm not Shaq, so it's not going to go viral. And I don't even know if there was viral back when I said it. But my point was then that they needed to bring excitement to the game, and bring it down 1 foot. There'll be some ladies that can dunk, and you'll get more to be able to dunk, and that'll be exciting. Problem is now the game is not about dunking anymore. You just had Caitlin Clark. The Caitlin Clark phenomenon took over, and she is shooting from her thing is shooting from the logo shot. That's her thing. That's the thing now in the NBA. It's not dunking. It's three-point shooting. It's Steph Curry is the one that is more about what's new and exciting in the NBA. Dunking is old. It's not something that it's all been done already. Now, a dunk in the middle of a game, yeah, it's awesome, especially when you slam it on somebody and you posterize them. That's fantastic, but every point's not like that. That's only 2 or 3 plays. But the three from the corner, from the top of the key, from, sidestepping somebody and hitting it, putting it through your legs, breaking their ankles, stepping back and hitting it, that kind of stuff. All that is what's wowed now. And then on top of all of that, you'd have to then adjust your shot. Everyone will have to adjust their shot if you go from 10 to 9 feet. Shaq doesn't realize that because Shaq doesn't shoot. Shaq never shot in his life. He was right around the basket all the time. He could, if you put him at the free throw line, he couldn't shoot. So for him, he doesn't think about shooting. But see, the element of shooting is the element that people watch now. So yes, he had the idea I had a long time ago, but a long time ago, it was right. Now it is wrong because the college game is played with a 10-foot rim. The high school games played with a 10-foot rim. The WNBA games played with a 10-foot rim. And all these ladies are shooting. Shooting is the thing. So if you're watching Ionescu or you're watching Caitlin or a few others out there that can shoot the hell out of the ball, that's the thing now. So, yeah, you want girls to dunk like guys, but then they're dunking in a 9-foot rim, and then you're going to hold it against them. Well, now they're shooting NBA threes because Caitlin Clark can shoot an NBA three like nothing. So she's doing something that a guy can do. That's when we're impressed. We hold it against them when they're hitting from the girls' tee. We'll hold it against them if they're playing with the 9-foot rim. We don't hold it against them when they're shooting from the logo. So the ratings and the interest in women's basketball has never been higher. That's why Shaq is wrong, because Shaq has not read the room. The room is not about dunking. It'll help. He's right. It'll help to a certain extent, but it'll do more of a detriment to the game because everyone now will have to adjust to shooting. And then they'll also say, well, they're shooting with 9-foot rims. They're dunking with 9-foot rims, and we're going to take away credit from them. That's the chauvinistic thing that we do. It's what we do. So Shaq would have been right with me years ago. Now you got to read the room. The game has changed. The game's more about the 3-point than it is the dunking. So leave it where it's at. These ladies are doing just fine right now. Okay, what they have to do is ride more of Caitlin Clark's coattails. That's what they have to do. So they can try to keep riding that momentum and try to create more Caitlin Clarks. Sweet Baby Ray says, any chance Butler is playing lights out for a potential suitor? I could see Mavs interested in Butler, maybe Bucks tonight. Sweet Baby Ray, nothing's going to happen with Jimmy for a while, if it's going to happen. And he has to prove he can stay healthy by the time February rolls around. If he continues to miss games like he has already, you won't have that interest out there. Okay? Let's see. How will the locker room react to Shaq Barrett's return? They don't care, bro. He's there to help out. He's not the reason why your season went to shit or anything like that. That's because you have a bad coach. Shaq couldn't shoot, but he still had better touch than Bam around the rim. I think the Vikings will give Aaron Rodgers a shot. Nah, I don't think so. How do you feel about Daboll's failure in New York? Do you still think that Daboll would have been a better coach for the Dolphins than McDaniel? I don't know. I can't answer that. Maybe he would have coached up Tua better. I don't know. I can't answer that. But I would take the chance on a yes for Daboll over McDaniel. At least I would take the chance. Could I give you factually yes? No, I can't. We won't find out about Daboll unless he gets another chance. Because he's proven himself as an offensive coordinator, but I can't blame him for this situation because I watched the Giants offseason thing, and the front office is the one that was dead set on keeping Daniel and getting rid of Saquon. So I can't blame the coach for that always. You know what I'm saying? And they were stuck with Daniel Jones. I didn't understand that. Like most of us, it's the weirdest thing. Most of us, I don't remember any of you really, or a friend of mine or somebody telling me, oh no, Daniel Jones is the shit. Oh yeah, no, you got to sign him. You got to bring him back. I don't remember anybody telling me that. I don't know what the Giants were thinking. Made no sense to me. So maybe it's unfair to judge Daboll completely at this point. But would I take a chance of Daboll over McDaniel now what I know about McDaniel? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Okay? I would. Big O, how do you feel about Daboll's failure? Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. But Daboll did nothing with Jones, and McDaniel did get Tua. Tua's way better than Jones, dude. Please give me a break. I didn't like Daniel Jones coming out of Duke. So I don't expect anybody to get anything out of Daniel Jones. And the McDaniel Tua thing, Frankie, please don't ever say that shit again, bro. Okay? If McDaniel was a good coach, he would get something out of other quarterbacks too. That proves that he sucks. Okay, McDaniel's carried completely by Tua. Totally by Tua. The only thing McDaniel excels at is that he does a great job of play design. He does a phenomenal job with play design. But as a coach, Tua carries him completely. Okay? So don't ever say that again, because that just makes you sound dumb. Okay? When you're a good coach, you get things out of some players. You know what I'm saying? Hell, didn't they make the playoffs with Daniel Jones once? Didn't Daboll make the playoffs his rookie year with Daniel Jones? That's a miracle in itself, I want to say. You know what it is to make the playoffs with Daniel Jones? Holy shit. That's amazing. So, yeah, no, yeah. So it's all Tua. It's not McDaniel. It's completely Tua. Let's see. Garbage division, I guess is what Papa's saying. I don't know what that means, but if you're talking about the AFC East, yeah, it's a garbage division. It's just Miami. By the way, Bitcoin has shot up to 94,436. So all of a sudden, after hitting 91,990, it is up almost $2,500. So it has popped, which, like I was telling you, this could pop at any time and get right back over to 100. So those of you that took the 5, 6, 7%, God bless you. You got an easy 5, 6, 7% return coming your way. Remember, folks, you can make a donation to the program, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which you know we love that. Still a little bit of a dip here, so take advantage of the Bitcoin dip. And you can make a PayPal donation also anywhere in the world. You can, we tell you that because, of course, you can send in a super chat, but the super chat stinking YouTube takes 30%. Cash App, Venmo at Cash Big O Show, or use the QR codes, or PayPal, we get 100% of the donation, which 100% is better than 70, just by a little bit, just a tad. Bronny James, talk about stealing a gun, stealing without a gun and a mask. I know you can say sometimes Jimmy Butler steals without a gun and a mask, right? You could say that a lot of times. We've seen people in the past steal without a gun and a mask, right? Bruce Sherman is stealing from Major League Baseball without a gun and a mask. Jeffrey Loria stole from the city of Miami and Dade County without a gun and a mask. Right? We've watched this over the years. Gonzalo Higuain was here stealing money without a gun and a mask. It's impressive when you can do stuff like that. And Bronny James, who got himself a guaranteed NBA contract as a late second round pick, is stealing money without a gun and a mask for the Lakers and now the South Bay Lakers. This fool has played 57 total minutes and has scored 10 points on 4 of 19 shooting. I'll do the math. That's 21%. The man is shooting 21% from the field and stealing money without a gun and a mask. He's 0 of 6 from three-point range. This kid is a complete waste, an embarrassment to the entire profession of basketball. He should have some scruples since he is a young man at this point. He maybe should like stand on his own, go look at his dad and say, Dad, this is not good. I'm stealing money. I'm not doing the right thing here. I need to walk away from this. You know how the kid from Progressive said, I am not going to play football anymore. I want to help people bundle. And he runs right off the field and go and joins Flo in the whole world of Progressive Insurance. Well, I think it's time for Bronny to kind of pull a Progressive and go join Flo. Sell some insurance. He's probably a much better insurance salesman than he is a basketball player. He's not a better thief. I'm sorry, he's a better thief than he is a basketball player, or even if he wanted to go work for Progressive and sell bundles. Okay, maybe Bronny should quit and teach other people how to steal money. It is a skill. I mean, these silver spooners, man, you got to love it. How does that kid walk into that locker? He only plays home games, too. That's how much of a little bitch he is, that he's sent to the G League, but he only plays home games. So he stays home and gets the cooked meal and all that kind of stuff. And then the rest of his teammates, or actually the real basketball players, go and play basketball. The child waits till they come back and he plays the home games with the South Bay Lakers. Is mom there taking pictures? What are they doing? Are they posting stuff on his IG? Bronny warming up for today's G League matchup. I mean, seriously, dude. The man is shooting 21%. You couldn't be a bigger, pathetic embarrassment. All right, Bronny? Just want you to know, kid, you're a pathetic embarrassment. Just take your little silver spoon, bro, and just go home. Be a man. Try to stand up for yourself for once in your life. Your dad's not doing you any favors whatsoever, kid. Just want you to know. He's just building up a big old wuss. Big old wuss. Big old Bronny could be a politician. They excel at stealing money. Yeah. He would be a perfect Dem or rep. No doubt. They both know how to steal and print. Damn, Big O. Off the top rope on Bronny. Ouch. Realism at its finest. Well, that's what we do on the show. That's what we do on the show. Let's get to a little music history notes. We do have an interesting note that shows you're here today, gone tomorrow. It's pretty funny. Let's go first with musicians born on this date, which of course it's November 26th. Rita Ora, singer, songwriter, actress. She was born on this date in 1990. Let's see. Benjamin Wysocki, drummer for the American rock band The Fray. I like The Fray a little bit. I've seen him in concert. My problem with The Fray is the same problem I ended up having with Daughtry. So Daughtry comes out of American Idol. I think he was the runner-up, I believe, and then he got a contract on. And I want to tell you that the first two albums of Daughtry, I actually enjoy. I enjoy some of the songs on that album. And but then after all the rest of his albums, they all sounded the same. There was no variety. And when I listen to The Fray, their music all sounds the same. It's not enough variety. And that's one thing for me that The Fray kind of falls short on. Natasha Bedingfield. My daughter likes Natasha. Born on this date in 1981. Ron Jones. We say Ron Jones. Guitarist for the Flaming Lips. Born in 1970. John Strait, bassist from the alternative rock band Wilco. Let's see. Adam Gaynor, guitarist for Matchbox 20. Born in 1964. Burt Ryder from the Dutch band Focus. Little hocus pocus for you. John McVie, bassist for Fleetwood Mac. Born on this date in 1945. The man was also a member of John Mayall and the Blues Breakers. John Mayall is beyond legend. Just beyond legend. Can you tell me something, Sean? Is John Mayall, he has to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not, but he should be. Okay, because John Mayall didn't have like a lot of big-time hits, but his music is legendary, and his impact on music, few have had a bigger impact on music. Few bands have had bigger names go through it than John Mayall and the Blues Breakers. The amount of names that went through John Mayall and the Blues Breakers is ridiculous, dude. You got an answer for me on that? Gene Terrell, by the way, born on this date in 1944, vocalist for the Supremes.
Yeah, he was inducted in the Hall of Fame in the musical influence category in 2024. This year.
Oh, this year. Wow. Okay. So there you go. Okay. That makes so this, I haven't watched this show yet. So that's probably why I didn't pick up on it. And so I'm glad that they got him in his influence. Oh my God. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me just do this. Because I know if I pull it up, it'll be like super impressive. The list of band members on John Mayall, okay? Besides John McVie. Roger Dean, Eric Clapton, Peter Green, Jack Bruce, Ainsley Dunbar, Mickey Waller, Mick Taylor, Paul Williams I didn't know Paul Williams was part of it, by the way. That's freaking awesome. Paul Williams is such a stud. It's just the names. Brian Jones was part of it. Let's see. Mark Allman was there. It's stupid. The amount of people that went through that band, and his eye for talent was just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let me continue with the birthdays. Tina Turner was born on this date in 1939. Annie Mae Bullock. Of course, we lost her in 2023, sadly. Let's see. Who else? And that's it for musicians born on this date. Let's go with other famous folk celebrating birthdays on the 26th. DJ Khaled is 49. Rita Ora, I think I already mentioned that. Let's see who else. Anual LAA, a reggaeton singer. He's 32. I don't know if he's any good or famous, but I don't know shit about reggaeton. So I'm going to mention it anyway, just to give the guy respect, since I don't know anything about reggaeton. So I will not lie to you and tell you, oh, I know all about this. Maybe he's a nobody. I have no idea. Maybe he's a superstar. Let's see who else. Peter Fasinelli, movie actor, is 51. Oh, a female wrestler. And she's old. Damn. You have that one? Okay. Just in case, a female wrestler that's old on this list. And that's it. I don't have any more. Rob Racco, actor, 35. That's it. I don't even know who this Rob Racco is. No, you know what? I did miss somebody. Garcelle Bouviers. She is 58 today. That poor woman got in the news when they were picking on Haitians, and because she's Haitian, and she had to get up and defend her people and all that, which was just sad that she had to do that. You know, that was just ridiculous. But anyway, let's go with wrestlers born on this date. Sean, what do you got for me, sir?
Maven was born on this date in 1976. Ivory was born on this date in 1961. Brian Lee was born on this date in 1966. And Blackjack Mulligan was born on this date in 1942. We lost him in 2016. He is the grandfather of Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt.
All right.
He's for November 26th, 2024.
All right. Let's go with music history now. Let's start it off. Music history, November 26. What happened today in music history? In 1968, Cream performed their farewell concert in London. The show was later released as Cream's farewell concert. In 94, the Eagles started a 2-week run at number 1 on the album charts with their live set, Hell Freezes Over. In 2002, Sum 41 released their third album, Does This Look Infected, which featured the singles Still Waiting and the Hell Song. In 2002, System of a Down put out their third effort, the Rick Rubin produced Steal This Album. In 2008, Guns N' Roses' Chinese Democracy failed to achieve massive first-week sales numbers. Axl Rose reportedly blamed Dr. Pepper for not honing the promise they made earlier that year that everyone gets a free can of soda if the band put the long-awaited album out in 2008. How about that the album wasn't that good, my brother? And that's what happened today in music history. Now, some music news. Aerosmith, they have a roller coaster. It's called the Rock and Roller Coaster. After 25 years, the roller coaster is going by the wayside. It'll be reimagined as a Muppets ride. From Aerosmith to the Muppets. The only question I have about this when I saw this story, okay, here's my issue with all of this. Are the Muppets still relevant? Do kids nowadays, I am going out of pure ignorance here, okay? My daughter's all grown up now. So I don't know what the hell kids watch. At least when I would walk by the living room and see my daughter, watching Zach and Cody or Amanda or whatever she was watching, at least I knew what she was watching. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't watch a ton of Muppets. So I'm wondering, like, the Muppets were way back. So now you're bringing back a ride. You're going to change the Aerosmith ride. And I get it. Aerosmith's, they're done. And lots of younger people have no idea about Aerosmith anymore. So I get that. But a Muppets coaster What am I missing here? Any new parents out there? Help me out. Like, I don't imagine. Do you have any small kids in your house yet, or are they all grown up? Sean, in your house, do you have any tiny tots out there still?
I have my grandson, but he's not into the Muppets or anything like that yet. He's like Elmo and some of those movies right now, things like that. So I mean, he's like Sesame Street type things.
Right. Okay. But
I think it has more to do with the animatronic, because like he doesn't like cartoons. He likes the
Muppets,
more action looking, real looking. Yeah. Like when Elmo, he's got the cartoon version and the actual version. When he goes to the cartoon version, he just walks away. When the actual one goes out there, then he becomes engaged in it.
It looks more real to them. That's why.
Yeah.
So Disney unveiled the news on Monday, explaining that the move comes after the current Muppet Vision 3D attraction will be shut down to make room for Monsters, Inc. land in the park. To make way for Monsters, Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, and more and friends will be moving right along to Sunset Boulevard. But there's more to the story. The Muppets will be taking over Rock and Roller Coaster, teaming up with some of the music's biggest stars for Rock and Music Festival, reads a statement posted from Disney Parks blog. We know so many of you share our love for the Muppets and know their energy will be perfect fit for this coaster. Plus, as the first Disney ride ever to feature the Muppets, there's sure to be laughter, screams, and new tunes for attractions for the fans to enjoy throughout the adventure, and plenty of Muppet-themed merchandise on Sunset Boulevard. In the meantime, there's still enough time to catch the super stretch limo to the Forum to enjoy the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith and catch Muppet Vision 3D again before their final curtain calls. All right? So, but like, why not do it with something more new that you have in the Disney lineup? It's kind of weird. I don't know, man. It's just odd. I just didn't think that the Muppets were still a thing. You know? Just really, really weird. Anyway, what can I tell you? Muppets does still exist, says Josh. Yeah, but like, is it really like for kids? Like, are the kids really watching a ton of Muppets? That just doesn't seem like it. You know? Big O, any thoughts on Shaq Barrett wanting to come back? I've already talked about it. It's not a big deal. Whatever. If he wants to come back, fine. And I'm sure they're going to rework the number and all that kind of stuff. But whatever. He's not going to help out for like 3 weeks. Anyway, he's not playing this Thursday. He hasn't even been signed yet. So he won't play the following week either. If anything, he plays 3 games from now. So let's not even worry about it. We don't even know if he can pass the physical. We don't even know if he can stay healthy. It's at this point, the defense is getting better now at this point. Okay. And Chubb should be getting closer to coming back. I mean, Shaq can help out in depth. The good thing is you don't have to rely on him to be a starter, just a rotational player. But in the end, it's not something to worry about or talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Let's wait till he can really even take the field. And then we'll talk about it after he plays and we see something. But at this point, it's a nothing story until something is actually done. You know? Shekels, everything TV, including the kitchen. Are we getting this stuff again? Are the bots showing up? Is this one of those bots again? We didn't block out the stuff again? Because you know there's going to be like 15 of those about to show up. For sure. Because it's what these bots do. By the way, tomorrow, I'm sorry?
Shekels joined us for 20 minutes before he sent that.
Oh, okay. All right. So he's not a bot. Okay. but he is looking to get blocked if he does stuff like that. Anyway, what's it called? Tomorrow we will be at Hialeah Park. Okay, normally Thursdays, but we're off Thursday for the show. Okay, I'm not doing the show and the pre and the post on Thursday. Or I'm sorry, we're not doing the show and the pre and the post on Thursday. Okay, so we're just going to do pre and post on Thursday. We're off for the normal show. So tomorrow we're going to be at Hialeah Park in the afternoon. Okay, so tomorrow's show will be at 3, just to give you guys a reminder. All right, so don't freak out if we're not on at 10. We'll be on at 3 in the afternoon from Hialeah Park. Okay. Big O, a little music trivia. What band accused Led Zeppelin of stealing opening riff to the song Stairway to Heaven? It was some like a Taurus, I want to say. Off the top of my head, I want to say it was something called Taurus. Spirit. Okay, Ragin says Spirit. I don't know. But I remember it's like some weird name or something like that that came out of nowhere. Some know-nothing band, nobodies, and they were found innocent of it. Big O, is it that our backup QB suck, or is it that the failed guidance and development of McDaniel because he came out blazing in the preseason? Bro, it's all on McDaniel. McDaniel misjudged Skylar Thompson from the get-go. He doesn't know anything about training quarterbacks and preparing them. That's the bottom line right there. Okay? Just like Flo had nothing to do with offense and anything, and he couldn't win with the other quarterbacks, but with Tua, he had a winning record. And it wasn't that Flo did anything. It's that Tua carried his sorry ass, just like Tua carries Mike McDaniel's sorry ass. Tua's the one here, bro. Tua's the special guy here. I keep telling you all this over and over and over again. What's going on here is that the team has failed to compliment Tua the way you're supposed to compliment a quarterback like this. When you get a quarterback that is a passer and isn't an athlete, like Peyton Manning, like Dan Marino, like Drew Brees, like Tom Brady, when you get guys like this that are just passers and they're statues, you give them a running game and you give them a big-ass offensive line, and they do the rest. And they have failed to do that around Tua, just like they failed to do it around Marino. They gave him a bit of a line, but they never gave him the running game or the defense. So Marino could work some magic because he was super special, but he can only do so much because he's only one man. And Tua can only do so much because he's one man. So the real problem here is Mike McDaniel. And that's been the problem from the get-go. Okay? Tua Tagovailoa is the savior, but he's not the problem. You just need to compliment him the way they did in Alabama, the way New Orleans did for Breeze, the way the Colts did for Peyton Manning. They gave him an offensive line, they gave him a running game, they gave him a tight end every single time. He took care of the receivers. Tua will take care of the receivers, but you got to do everything else. Montana wasn't a big athlete either, but he had a monster offensive line. He had a great running back, had a great fullback, and had a tight end. He'll take care of the receivers. Tom Brady had the best offensive line coach in the history of the game, one of the best offensive lines consistently, had a running game, and had tight ends up the ass. Give them the damn thing, and you'll figure it out. Okay? That's all. All right, folks, we're wrapping it up here on the show. We appreciate the man, the myth, the legend that is Sean Stanley. We thank all of you for tuning in, all of you for supporting the show, however it is you do it, with the like, with the super chat, Cash App, or Venmo. We appreciate it. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. You can use our QR codes.
We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.